Show them how to love. The Gospel Sync, number 61, Luke 7 verses 11 to 17. Welcome back. Today, we'll be studying the Gospel of Luke to observe how Jesus modeled compassion. So let's dive in. The Gospel, Luke 7 verses 11 to 17. Soon afterward, Jesus went to a town called Nain. His disciples went with him, accompanied by a large crowd. As he approached the town gate, he saw a dead man being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow. And a large crowd from the town was with her. When the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her and said, "Do not weep." Then he went up and touched the coffin, and those carrying it stood still. And he said, "Young man, I tell you, get up." And the dead man sat up and began to speak. Then Jesus gave him back to his mother. A sense of awe swept over all of them, and they glorified God. "A great prophet has appeared among us," they said. God has visited his people. And the news about Jesus spread throughout Judea and all the surrounding region. My thoughts. Compassion was Jesus' middle name. His radar was always up to serve those in need. So what does he see in this case? A dead man. He was the only son of a widow. Now she was all alone. That would tug at most people's hearts, but would it be enough to stop a funeral procession and raise someone from the dead? Yes, if you had the kind of faith and compassion Jesus had. But there was another driving force that caused him to do such things. Notice who witnessed this great act of love. His disciples went with him, Luke 7 verse 11. He wanted his disciples to be just like him. These guys following him around were getting instruction. They were seeing Love 101. Eventually they would be filled with the same compassion and have the faith to raise the dead. Jesus was modeling what it looked like, not only how to take care of people, but how to make the next generation of compassionate disciple makers. He was teaching them to be bold instruments of love. As we go about our day-to-day business, are we not only being compassionate to those in need, but are we modeling this for those we are discipling? It would be good to show people how to love people in very bold ways and multiply our acts of kindness. Now that puts a whole different spin on this verse. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Matthew 5 verse 16. My story. Not too long ago we had a very influential pastor pass away, leaving a widow and some young children. Deb and I wanted to do something for the widow but remain anonymous. So we tucked a good amount of money in an envelope and asked one of the gals in our church to deliver it. She was instructed not to reveal the givers of the gift. The widow opened the envelope in front of the gal, both being curious to what it contained. They were both overwhelmed by the compassion and generosity. We accomplished two things that day. First, we practiced bold compassion, and second, we modeled that compassion by making the disciple the messenger. Our action plan. Now we'll look at some ideas on how to help us be more compassionate and model it for the people we are discipling. Practice having your radar up for people who are in need. Make sure you're doing this when those you are mentoring are with you. Intentionally take bold steps to help someone. Jesus wants us to be conformed to his image in every way. We should be growing in compassion and our abilities to not just talk about loving others but showing them how to do it.